Hello and welcome to Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC.
A weekly podcast and YouTube channel where we discuss all things Wrexham AFC from the point of view of long-term fans and new fans.
So sit back, put your feet up, relax and let's get stuck in.
Hello and welcome to episode 136 of Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC. As you all know, we do record this on a Sunday, so Ryan is very excited because it's the Super Bowl today.
It is.
Tonight.
Yeah,
today, this afternoon.
Yesterday for you. But yeah, no, I am excited. Done it for years and years and years. I love it. It kicks off at midnight here, so stay up late on the Saturday, get up early on the Sunday, so I'm tired, have a little nap on the Sunday, and then I'm ready for the Super Bowl.
Had his little Rustler's burger and his beer.
Beers, got some pop chips.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
The crisps are available.
I have my own little Super Bowl party, all on my own. But yeah, no, I love it.
So you've been doing it for the past 30 odd years, haven't you? Since you're about 15.
Yeah, give or take. Love it. It's a bit bittersweet this year because I support the Giants and the Giants are terrible. Third worst team in the whole NFL.
Still support them though, so that shows dedication, I suppose.
Yeah. You can't switch. There's no switching. And absolutely despise the Eagles.
He doesn't despise
I do. I hate them. So to see them in the Super Bowl, if I have to sit through them winning, it will be horrendous, I think, to be honest. So when this comes out on Monday, I'm hoping the Eagles lost. I love you, Rob. And all your family, but I just don't want to see you win the Super Bowl. So.
I would just like to say, for legal reasons, to the Chief fans, good luck. Oh no, I hope, congratulations on your win, should I say. And to the Eagles fans, good luck on your, I can't even speak. Congratulations on your win. And the other, flip it round, Chiefs.
Yeah, should we cut in there and should we move on? I know you're trying to be nice, weren't you, and saying, congratulations, you won, because we don't know because it's Sunday and by the time this comes out and all that
and
sort
I'm
of stuff.
sorry, but I couldn't care less, to be honest.
Jan doesn't care at all.
Do you know what? I'm just starting to get to grips with the football rules. And watching an EFL game, it baffles me. It goes on for hours.
NFL.
What did I say? EFL.
You said EFL. That's the thing you actually watch. The EFL is what you watch, and you're getting to grips with.
Too many letters. So yeah,
There's only 26 of them.
I mean, the game goes on for hours.
Yeah.
And there's like a team on the side that just comes in. I just don't get it. Anyway, moving on. So on this week's show, we are going to talk about the new cop design, which came out early last week. We're also going to talk about Tuesday last week, our game against Port Vale at Vale Park for the Vertu Trophy. We're also going to we're just going to look ahead at our next two games, one on Tuesday against Bolton for the Vertu Trophy, and then our Saturday game. Because we haven't played a game on Saturday, it's just so confusing. Our game against Northampton, which will be away. So yes, that's and also the quiz.
I feel like you were struggling through that, and you're really you were clawing through the dirt to get through that one.
I was.
You got there though.
So yeah.
Well done.
Let's finish. I'm joking. So the new cop design came out early last week, as promised.
Yeah.
I like it. Do you know why I like it? And Sky actually said the same thing that I did.
Yes.
It's very in keeping with the surrounding, maybe not so much the houses, but obviously we have the university next to the ground.
Yeah.
And I think it is very in keeping. There's been a lot of controversy, should I say, about the fact that it possibly looks like a crown, and a lot of people in I'd say Wrexham, I don't really know about the whole of Wales, but a lot of people in Wrexham don't particularly like the royal family. So I personally think it looks lush.
I loved it. When
You did love it.
When I first saw it, I thought that looks great.
Especially with all the people hanging around it.
Yeah, I know. When
nice,
there's people there, it will look great. I really like it. I like the fact a few people were a bit sort of like, why is it wonky? And
It's architecture, darling.
yeah, but I like what I wanted and what I was hoping for when this all happened was I wanted something that was completely different to every other sort of ground. I wanted a stand that whenever anyone saw it, they went, "Oh, that's Wrexham's."
That's Wrexham's ground.
Because you can easily make it look like every other ground that's in the country. There's not very many unique looking grounds. You might have something unique on the outside, but ultimately it's sort of very similar to, oh, that looks like that and that looks like, oh, that down the road, and everything looks the same. So I wanted something that was going to stand out and look different. They've really gone for it looking different, I have to say. And I think when you first see it, you sort of go, ooh. And it does take you aback a little bit, doesn't it? In the sense of, and a few people are a little bit sort of like, I don't like that it's not uniform and all that sort of stuff. I like that.
That's what makes it unique, though.
I think so. And it over on the sort of right hand side, it sort of looks like a W as well, which I quite like. Sort of like a sort of off. A little bit of an off W sort of thing. I quite like that.
I like the fact that they've got the Gresford Memorial wheel, which is some people have said, oh, it's just shoved in the trees, but I think pictures can be quite deceptive.
Yeah.
I think when you're there, it's going to be quite a big monument, so it's going to be very not in your face, but it's going to be there, and it's going to be a part of the new cop, and I think it looks great.
Yeah, I think
I like the way the lights kind of
go up, frame it sort of thing. Yeah. I think with the Gresford colliery wheel, I've heard people saying, "Oh, it's just stuck away in the corner," but I don't think this is this isn't a photograph. This is an artist's impression. We have to remember as well. I think it's probably planned to be off to the side a little bit, rather than the focal point right in the middle, blocking people being able to get to the stand quickly and getting people into the ground, because that's obviously
safely as well.
And safely. So that's probably and they're saying it's blocked by trees. There isn't even a tree there at the moment. So let's remember that for a minute. Again, it is an artist's impression. So, it's like a little sneak peek of what it's going to look like.
They're going to be building it with Ruab and brick.
Are they though? Because
I thought I'm sure that's what I read.
It's metal. I think it's to mimic brick.
I don't know. I wondered what all these little. I thought it was a bit. Yeah. Well, sorry, we're obviously looking at a picture as we're talking.
Yeah. Sorry.
To you at the moment.
I think it's metal. There might be some brick elements on the side.
Well, they're going to build the brick at the bottom, aren't they?
Yeah. So it is very in keeping. I like it. I think it looks a little bit. I'm quite an art buff, so I do like a bit of art, and I think it has an artistic feel to it, and I really like it, and I hope it ends up being built exactly as it looks. If I'm honest,
and I would like to ask Christian, because Christian is a very, very good artist.
Yeah,
our good friend Christian. You obviously did paintings of the Macron stand, because we've actually got a copy of that. I got it for you for like few Christmases ago.
Yeah.
When it's obviously built, I would love to see your interpretation of it, because I think you do a superb job. You probably could have done a better job than them, to be fair. I'm such a suck up, aren't I?
Yeah. So it's good for me. I'm all in. Has divided opinion a little bit though. Few people not happy with it. They
asked a fan. People were saying, why haven't they asked the fans what they want? And it's like,
but I'm not a big fan of that when it comes to, because
it'd just be a mismatch of loads of
because I think everyone's going to have a different idea of what they want. So I think in this instance, let's leave it to the people who actually know what they're doing, and let them build it. And like I think I've said it about 4 times, this is just an artist impression. When it is built and you see it from all the different angles and you see it from different sides, it's going to look completely different, and
it's going to look immense.
It is. The thing for me now is...
Get it done.
Yeah.
Get it done.
Ultimately, can we just get it built,
Well,
please?
I don't know whether or not... This is the thing that I was saying to you, wasn't I? They obviously they have submitted the plans to Wrexham Council early last week. But my thinking was that they'd already kind of been pre-approved. And that is why they've obviously put this artist's impression out, because the council have sort of said... Yeah, but you just don't know, do you? With Wrexham Council, you just don't know.
You don't know, but the thing is that we've already had this approved once, and we decided to go away and change it.
I like that
so the fact that it's already been approved once, I sort of get the feeling the second time around it might be a little bit easier to get this through, because
I think they've made a few changes as well to it, which is obviously why
but it's the same amount.
A lot of changes.
Yeah, it's the same amount of people. I think the general sort of area location of it is the same, so I don't think there's huge changes apart from design elements. I don't think the fundamental stuff that the council are going to look at, I don't think it's changing too much. So
I think the fact that it's very in keeping with like I said, with the university and things like that, I think I can't see there being a problem, but obviously time will tell. Hopefully, I mean, I heard that it was to be finished for the summer of 2026. So they need to get cracking.
Look, that's a very key point. They want it ready for the start of next season. They also want it ready for
international.
An international tournament that's going to be in Wales next summer. So all of that. They just need, the temporary cup's going to go, so we're going to have to play a season with back to a 3-sided ground and a bit of a building site at the end, but I don't care about that. We've had that for years, so let's not worry too much about that. The atmosphere might take a little bit of a hit. We might, as fans, have to work a little bit harder to create an atmosphere in the racecourse, like we always have, just to compensate for that.
They will build it.
Yeah.
They will come. Or we will come. That's a famous saying, isn't it?
If you build it, they will come. It's the famous saying. But you've very much paraphrased it slightly and changed it.
I've sharned it.
You sharned it. You've completely sharned it. One thing, before we move on, I think is quite important to sort of discuss is so on the left-hand side. Of the artist impression, there are the dragons. The 2 dragons that stand facing each other. So one is on the front, one is round the side, and they both hold a football, don't they? On the club's badge. Now, on the actual building itself, you have them 2 dragons. They're sort of wrapped around the side of the building. Looks great, love it. They're holding the football, but there's no sign of the rest of the crest. The rest of the crest. So there's no Welsh feathers on there. There's no sort of like crest encasing around the outside. So I think my thinking, and I've seen a few people sort of thinking the same thing. It was, if I'm honest, when I looked at it, it was the first thing I thought was, are we going to have a change of club crest / badge to just have the dragons and the ball, no Welsh feathers and all that sort of stuff? Is that going to be what happens moving forward? How would you feel if we were to sort of ditch the current badge that we have and move to just a more simplified version?
Firstly, I don't think they will.
Okay.
In my opinion, I don't think they will. I think they just put the dragon on there because obviously it's in Wales.
Dragons.
Dragons, and obviously, apart from Wrexham playing, Wales will play there as well.
Yes.
That's the plan.
Yeah, but the difference here is that is an element of the Wrexham badge.
Okay, yeah, I get that, but they're just taking an element out of our badge. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to change the crest.
Okay.
If they do change it, I mean, not many people like the feathers, the bit.
Yeah, the feathers, yeah.
Because, they've got connotations. Me, personally, couldn't care less. I like the badge as it is. If they change it, I'm not going to like Wrexham any less. I'm not going to like Wrexham anymore.
Okay.
So, that's my...
It's a weird one, isn't it? Because a lot of clubs are going for this more simplified sort of badge. Liverpool's one that just springs to mind instantly.
It's just a liver bird, isn't it?
They've sort of simplified. They've taken the crest from around the outside, all that sort of stuff, and they have just got the liver bird now. There's quite a few clubs that are doing this.
Tottenham Hotspur, they done it as well, or
I think they did. Yeah, I think they've done it as well. So it is something that's quite on vogue at the moment. A lot of clubs seem to do it. It has been something that a lot of people really wanted. A lot of people are adamant they didn't want. I'm slightly different to you, where you sort of don't think it'll happen. I've got a sneaking suspicion that it really might, and I've got a feeling it's a strange one, isn't it? Because this is like a club badge that we've had for years and years and years and years, to then go, right, we're getting rid of that. We're not getting rid of it, but we're simplifying it down, and we're just having an element of the badge as our club crest. It's my favourite part of the crest. The two dragons holding the ball. If I had to choose what my favourite bit of the badge is, it's that. Yeah. And if I was ever going to get it like tattooed on me, it's just that bit that I would ever have, because I think that's the important bit. So I would really like to just see that as our crest, but at the same time I do have this sort of feeling of, well, this has always been our badge, and sort of getting rid of something, is it too big a change for fans out there to go, oh look, let's just slow this down, and there's a lot changing and all that sort of thing. I don't know. We would love to hear your opinions. Would you like something like this to happen, for the badge to be simplified, down to just the two dragons of the football, or no, absolutely not. Our badge is our badge, our crest is our crest, and that's it stays. So
it's like, me, I hate change.
Yeah,
but sometimes change is a good thing.
Yeah, I am a little bit torn, like I say, at the moment, because I think it's a great idea, and I would like to see it, and I do have a suspicion that we might be moving towards doing that. But at the same time, I think there might be quite a bit of opposition to it. So we'll have to say.
So moving on.
Yeah, let's move on.
Obviously Monday midnight last week was transfer deadline day. And we didn't have any more new signings. But I believe there was a few people, and Anthony Ford he'd gone.
Yes, yeah.
He left on mutual agreement, which I don't understand.
Yeah. So
it's like, you're going.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm going. That's not mutual.
No. Yeah, but you don't know what the conversation.
I don't know what the conversation.
So yeah,
was.
no new signings in. It was a little bit of a shock. I was expecting one more, I think. So
a lot of people were.
I was a little bit surprised. I was up at 4:30 the next day, so I didn't stay up all the way to midnight watching my phone to see if it was going to happen. But I was expecting it when I got up the next morning, and then to have nothing was a little bit of a shock. But yeah, like you said, Anthony Ford left the club by mutual consent. Yeah, we have sort of had this conversation already, haven't you? What the hell is mutual consent? But it's sometimes what it means is, if a player has, a period of time left on their contract, they're not getting any game time in the same way that Fordy isn't at the moment. They want to go and play football, and they want to go somewhere else. They've got time left on their contract, so the club technically would, want something for that player. So you get together and you sort of go, right, this club are sort of interested in bringing me in, but they don't want to pay for me, and they don't, it's like, they don't want to pay a fee, but they want to bring me in as a free agent. Can we do a deal where we just part ways amicably. We throw the contract in the bin, and then I go out and I can go and play football for somebody else.
Yeah.
So that's one sort of scenario. The other scenario is the club going, we don't want you anymore. You're never going to play for us. You're not even in our 22-man squad. I think the best thing for everybody is if we rip up your contract.
It's a bit harsh.
No, but
I get what you're saying.
There are lots of different scenarios where, and then in that scenario, the player goes, "Oh, well, if you don't want me, I don't want to be here."
Mm-hmm.
So that's where the mutual consent to rip it up comes from. Or they're both, "Oh, well, I don't think you're going to feature very much. I do want to go and get so." That's what mutual consent means. It's when you just rip up a contract because it's in the best interest of the club and the player to do so.
Can't do that with marriage certificates, though, can you? You can't just go, we're separating on mutual consent. Anyway.
Bang. Well, you can.
Yeah, but you have to go through a lengthy divorce.
Yeah, lengthy? Why does it have to be lengthy?
It wouldn't be lengthy because we haven't got anything. Anyway, James Rainbird, who is 19, joined Newtown on loan as well. So he's obviously gone into pastures new for a time.
Yeah, so good luck to James, because I think, again, anyone that comes through the academy and sort of is on the outside of the first team, signed a professional contract with the club, is he going to get minutes? No, he's not. He's obviously not breaking into the team. He's not getting in really for the EFL Trophy, which would be the sort of ideal scenario for him. So the best scenario for him is to go out and play football week in, week out, and and improve like that. We obviously named we've got to name a 22-man squad. We named a 21-man squad. So we always knew that we had 23 professionals at the club. And it was only a 22-man squad, so somebody was going to miss out somewhere. But as it turns out, 2 have missed out. And the reason they've missed out, so Luke Bolton is not in the squad, and also Will Boyle is not in the squad. The reason they are not in the squad is they're both injured at the moment. So by leaving them out of the squad, what that does is it gives you the opportunity to bring someone in as a free agent a little bit sort of later on if they're going to be needed. So we do only have a 21-man squad at the moment. That's been named. So, yeah, there we go.
So just to kind of dip into the women's football a little bit. So Lily Jones last weekend scored an 87th minute winner against the New Saints.
That's a derby.
A derby.
A derby.
It's a derby, yeah.
Yeah, because they're only
TNS, isn't it?
Yeah, it is TNS, yeah. So TNS used to be Total Network Solutions. So they were a company, Total Network Solutions, and that got shortened to TNS. And then TNS ended their involvement in the club. But they wanted to keep the TNS name, but they couldn't because TNS was a company name. So they called themselves the New Saints, which is abbreviated to TNS.
I like
so
that.
that's why that is. So a little bit of history for you.
Yeah.
There you go.
So that leaves Wrexham women's 5th in the league before the league splits. This confuses me because obviously the men's team are just constant from August till April, but the women's team have a little break in between, don't they?
They split in half. They do similar to a few other countries. I think Scotland still do this. So you get to a certain point in the season and the league splits in 2. So the top half of the league. So in Wrexham's case, the Gennaro Adran Premier is an 8-team league. So when you get to a certain point, the top 4 break away and they compete for the championship. Still on the same points as they're on, but they just play each other in that group of 4. And then the bottom half, they split away and they're in the relegation sort of battle, basically. So Wrexham are 5th, so they're just outside that top 4. But it will go down to the last game because the team in 4th are 2 points ahead of them. So a win would take them above. Just as so happens, they are playing them. So it's a sort of like a winner takes all. The team who wins goes into the top 4. The team who loses goes into the bottom half. So that's against Swansea on the 23rd of February. So it's, like I say, it's a winner takes all game. I think we've sort of touched on the Super Bowl.
We have.
We have to. We cannot let this episode go by without talking about Stoke Cold Brew Coffee's Super Bowl advert.
Which we won't see because obviously we don't see the adverts, do we? But
you won't see because you're asleep.
But you wouldn't see it anyway.
I won't see because in this country we don't see the Super Bowl adverts in the same way as you do in America. We just get normal, boring British adverts, unfortunately.
But we have had the pleasure, because obviously Wrexham released the advert on their Twitter and all their social medias, and I saw it when I was in work, and I actually sat there and laughed out loud, and then there was a few other people watching it and I could hear the music and I was just like, oh my God, this is amazing. It was so good.
It is good, and I think things like this can usually go two ways, I think, with fans, can't they? There's a lot of people going, oh, just cringing a little bit.
On the football, lads.
Yeah, just concentrate on the football, lads. You know, why are you doing this and why are you not training? As doing things like this had an adverse effect. That's why we drew against Cambridge and drew against Bristol and lost to Barnsley. And, you know, there's that side of it. But at the same time, I love seeing things like this.
It's funny.
It's funny.
How they did not laugh during that. I mean, they probably did. I'd love to see the outtakes, actually.
Favourite bit?
When they did the Willy dance. I don't know what it's called. When they did the little dance move.
The Willy dance. I like it. I think you're talking about when they were thrusting.
That's the word.
Yes.
But I like Willy dance.
Yeah.
So do you have to keep that out?
No, I think we've definitely found the title of this week's show, haven't we? The Willy dance. Yeah, no, I think my favourite bit in it...
Not the Willy dance.
Not the Willy dance, no. Is
I know which your favourite bit was.
Ollie Palmer. The Ollie Palmer bit when he's just watching and he pulls his phone out, takes a photo and puts it back. Look, it's great.
It's all tongue-in-cheek, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's all good, like what's the word?
I don't know.
Not media coverage, but...
Yeah.
What's the word?
I don't know. I don't know what you're trying to say.
Exposure.
Yeah, it is.
Exposure for the club, yes.
It is. Look, you know, rival fans are going to have a field day with anything that Wrexham ever do. You know, and sometimes you're just going to go, shut up. They're just having a laugh, and they've done something really good and really funny.
Yeah.
I think I remember going back 12 years. You remember the Harlem Shake, was it the Harlem Shuffle, whatever it was called?
Yes, I can't remember how to do it, but yes, I think I recall.
Well, it was just a video when it was like really low down music, and then it used to cut, and then everyone was going crazy.
Oh yeah,
that one. Wrexham did one of them.
Did they?
2013 at Wembley, they did it. So yeah, it was sort of flashbacks to that a little bit. But this
is obviously a bit more choreographed.
Yeah,
You've got like Channing Tatum, who is a big movie star.
Now we know why he was here.
Yeah.
But
Magic might eat your heart out.
He is Magic Mike, though, isn't he?
Yeah. I'm talking about the boys.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
I also liked the Stephen Fletcher and Elliot Lee weird sort of hold. No, I'm not sure whether they were trying to do Titanic, but obviously Stephen Fletcher's a tall guy.
Yeah.
Elliot Lee,
also tall, but not quite as much.
Yeah, that was funny. If you haven't seen it, which where have you been? Seriously, go onto the Wrexham Twitter page, X page, whatever you want to call it, and just have a look through their videos. And honestly, it is hilarious. It's the best thing ever. Weirdly,
though, we were talking about goal celebrations. We talked about goal celebrations a couple of months ago, signature goal celebrations, and this happens to be the subject of this advert. We've got sneaking suspicion they're watching us.
Yeah. Hi, Channing. Channing. Chanham?
I tell you what you did there. You took both of his names and you just threw them
Why
in
not?
together. Yeah.
We're pals.
Stoke Cold Brew, all of them, they're all watching us and they're going, this is a good idea.
Yeah.
But I think Ollie Rathbone scored and they did that celebration where they were all clapping in the air, which we now realise was a direct sort of like quote to this.
I would like to know how many of us either tomorrow at the Vertu Trophy game or on Saturday against Northampton, obviously when we score, because we're going to score, who is going to be watching to see whether or not
I know.
they do a celebration for that, because I know I will be. I'm going to the Bolton game. You're working, so you can't go. But I'm going to the Bolton game with my mum, dad, and father-in-law. So I definitely will be watching because I think it's hilarious. It
is, and I did see some rival fans commenting on this online. I saw one guy. He just got absolute pelters for it. Chester fan. He said, if Chester ever did this, he goes, I'd just give up on football. And the amount of abuse that he got back going, well, let's be honest, Chester fan giving up on football, it's happened numerous times before.
We've even got a song about it.
Yeah, exactly, so it wouldn't be the first time you've give up on your club and all. So, but that's to be expected when you do things like this. I think there's plenty of fans out there who watch it and go, fair play, that's quite funny. Fair play, that's quite good. Yeah. But because they're rival fans,
they're not allowed to think.
They're not going to post that online, are they? So they leave it to all the haters to do all their bidding online and say all the bad stuff,
isn't it? It's increasing the Wrexham club's name and also it's helping the algorithm. So crack on with your hate. It's going to benefit us in the long term.
Yeah, it is definitely. But so look, if you do want to support the show, you can buy us a coffee. You can do that by visiting buymeacoffee.com/me-the-wife. Quick.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh. Quick fantasy EFL update. So we've got a bit of a change in the top three. Ben Parker is still at number 1. No change there. Ian Dougal is still at number 3. No, he's down to 3. Sorry.
Oh, he's second, wasn't he?
I don't know why I've gone 1-3. Number 2, new entry. We've got C. Williams. We don't know your name, so please get in touch and let us know what your name is. Your first name. Obviously, we know your surname. This is the thing that really annoys me about the EFL, fantasy EFL. You can't see people's names.
I think it's our sister-in-law.
It's not our sister-in-law.
I think it's my brother's wife, Caroline.
No, it's not. It's not. I'm telling you, it's not. So please get in touch. Let us know. In that top 3 to make way for C. Williams, obviously Christian had an absolute nightmare last week. As we said, I think he's dropped to 10th.
Oh.
So he's got to fight his way back.
Come on, Christian.
Yeah, it was a double. The thing that quite annoyed me this week, it was a double game week. I picked my team based on the teams that were going to be playing twice. Unfortunately, I managed to pick 2 or 3 players that didn't even play. So it's just like, I don't even know what to do anymore.
Just do what I do with the Premier.
And you're rubbish. So that's why I'm not following your blueprint of how to do it.
We've got our little family Premier League fantasy football.
Yeah.
And I did my team about 6 weeks ago, weeks ago. Haven't changed it once, and I'm still getting points, so I'm quite happy.
And she's bottom. So what does that tell you?
Hey, I'm still in the running.
Yeah, anyway, look, let's have a quick chat about Port Vale. So Tuesday night, pretty strong team, to be honest. We're getting to the business end of the competition now, and sort of like everyone's going, I want to go to Wembley.
Do you know what? Yeah, I'm like, because you're not bothered, are you, about the actual games? But you're like,
the early rounds,
because you might get like,
it's like boycott the EFL Trophy. What, we're in the final, right? Get me a ticket to Wembley, please. So look, it's really hypocritical. I get that.
There's loads of people like that, though.
But who doesn't like a trip to Wembley? So look,
I loved going to Wembley last. When was it? 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's just the result, innit? That's been the problem.
But our son enjoyed it, so it was a nice family day out.
The last 2 times I've been to Wembley, I've had to sit through us losing.
Third time lucky?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Anyway.
We'll see how we go. Look, Arthur was in goal. We had Max starting. Dan Scow was captain. Tom O'Connor was in. Ryan Longman started. And then we had Cannon. George Evans was in. Elliot Lee, Seb Revon, Harry Ashfield and Mo Fal. It was good to see George back, I think. I wasn't sure. I can't quite remember if I knew he was fit. Or not. I think I've seen pictures of him training. Yeah, really good to see him back. And you asked a little question, didn't you?
I did.
I've got to be honest before we go into this. So I'm
more into football than Ryan.
I was. Last week was my early shift. So I was up early, and then...
The smallest violin.
Yeah, so look, I'm always quite tired in the evenings, but power through, get to, time to go to bed. But on Tuesday night, I was particularly tired because I'd been up in the night, and I was on the sofa, and it was about half an hour before the game. I'd seen the team, so, and we had the game on and everything. And then I don't know what happened. Well, I do know what happened. I fell asleep.
Yeah.
But I don't remember falling asleep. I was just gone. And I opened my eyes and it was half time. And Sean was like, Mark's answering my question. And I was like, what's going on? Where's Mark? I thought Mark was in there with us. But yeah, so Sean had asked a question on hashtag Ask Wrexham. And they just
so happy with myself.
They asked. So basically, you were discussing.
Shall I say what the question was?
Go on. You asked. You said.
So the question I asked was: with the quality we have in Dobson and Rathbone, does this see a place in the starting 11 for George Evans? This isn't verbatim because I can't remember exactly, but that's basically the gist.
And it's an interesting one because they discussed it at length, really, for quite a bit of time, and. I don't know the answer to that question because I really like George Evans.
Yeah.
But I prefer Dobson. Look, I'm not sure. Is it Dobson or is he getting in front of Dobson or Rathbone? I think it's more Dobson. Or James for me. Is he getting in front of?
I think James. Yeah, maybe, but. Dobson, no.
Yeah, but then you're playing 2 sort of central defensive midfielders, which I don't like, and I'm not a huge fan of that. So, is he getting in? I don't know. For me, I prefer Dobson, so I can't see Evans getting in front of Dobson. Although I would like to see him play a bit more, So now he's fit, when Dobbo needs to come off, 65, 70 minutes, it's good to know we've got somebody else who can step into them shoes and do a good job for us.
I reckon he'll play on Tuesday.
Yeah, I do as well. I think you're gonna. I think you might have a very unchanged team for Tuesday. I'm not sure. We'll wait and see anyway. Ashfield.
So your belly.
My stomach rumbling. Yeah, sorry. Ashfield, like Rayvon and Fal, all in.
Yep.
All 3 had decent games, to be fair.
Even Fal, yay!
I can see. He got a bit of abuse as well online, which I thought was not abuse, but just people saying they didn't think he was, up to the job. I thought, taking a step back and looking at it, I thought he had a good game.
There's definitely something there that obviously Parky's seen, and he's definitely nurturing something.
Yeah, definitely. But I think the worrying thing about this whole scenario is it's the question, isn't it? How long's a project? How long is a project? Is it 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years? How long is it? We signed Dalby as a project, remember? And he doesn't even play for the club at the moment.
He's still part of the club.
He is, and he might come back, but that's what Dalby was signed for. Never really hit the heights, and then we just sent him out on loan.
Yeah.
Look, I appreciate before anyone starts commenting, going, well, he might come back and he might be better than ever. But I think it's the question of how long is this project. But that aside, I thought he played well.
I did.
He scored 1, he assisted 1, he looked a bit of a menace, he looked decent on the ball. There is stuff to improve on. And he's not knocking on the door of
starting 11
in the league. He's not. But I can see improvement,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I can
yeah.
see him sort of moving forward. And it's nice to see him play a full game as well, and not just a bit part here and there.
Yeah.
You know, that
I think
was
that's
really
what
nice.
he needs.
Yeah.
That's what he needs, because get minutes on the pitch build confidence.
It's not just that. I think with a project, I hate the word, but that's what he's been described as, sort of like a long-term project. With something like that, a project has to include significant first team minutes, proper, to first team minutes that actually mean something. That's not just the EFL trophy, or it's not not just 10 minutes at the end of a game. There's got to be meaningful minutes in a project, and I'm not sure when that will come. But that's got to happen at some point.
Yeah.
Not this season, I don't think, but in the future, that's got to happen if the project's going to work, in my opinion. Look, we went 1-0 down after what? 20 seconds? I woke up, you said, we went 1-0 down after 20 seconds. I was like, what?
I was just like, oh, God, here we go. But yeah.
Cannon made it 1-1 before half-time. Nice finish. A second half, we just went into another gear, didn't we? We really kicked on.
Parky had a few words, I think.
Yeah, maybe, but the lads just went, right, okay, look, there is a trip to Wembley at the end of this, so, let's get this, let's push on. Harry Ashfield got his first goal for the club.
I've never seen somebody so happy.
Wasn't lacking in confidence, was he?
No, he ran up to the Wrexham fans, obviously in the away end, and he was just elated, and it was nice to see the fact that he'd scored a goal. He's from Wrexham.
He's one of our own.
He's one of our own. So yeah, I think it was a really nice thing to see, and hopefully more to come, I think.
Yeah, I'd like to see him pushing on. I mean, he's really, let's be honest, the EFL Trophy, if you're going to play young players, the EFL Trophy is where you play them. Let's be honest, he's really the only one who's making regular sort of,
He's played a couple of times,
he's really cemented a place in that EFL Trophy team, every round that we get through.
He has potential.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see how he progresses, and I
used to
hope
go
he
to
does.
school with somebody with the surname Ashfield, and I'm very curious to think whether
It's
or
their
not
son.
if it's their son. Yeah,
Might be.
I might have to do some Facebook stalking to find out.
Elliot made it 3 with another Longman assist.
He's brilliant.
Look, if Longman wants to just assist Elliot Lee all the time, that's fine with me. I've got no issue with that. I thought Longman looked good as well.
Oh, superb.
Yeah, I thought he looked really good. Fowl made it 4. Really glad he got his goal. I think he got his assist for the Cannon goal, I think. But we probably deserved a 4-1 scoreline. I thought, it was a definite potential banana skin, Port Vale.
Yeah.
Doing well in the league. They're up and around the sort of playoff places.
They're 6th, I think. Well, they were at the time.
They're up there. Decent team on a decent run. So to go and play them on their ground, there was a bit, and you're not playing your full strength team. There's a risk of going out there, and very professional, strong, I was impressed, if I'm honest.
The only sad thing was there was a lot of empty seats. There was 2. I think it was 2 stands that were empty.
It's the nature of the beast, though.
It's
what this club competition is, and a lot of people just refuse to attend it because of the inclusion of under 21 sides. So It is what it is. Man of the match? Did you have one?
Yeah, I did. Longman.
Longman, you liked him?
Yeah, I did. I liked him. But I'd like to give it to Fowl because, he tried. Oh, actually, Harry, I don't know.
Personally,
Ashfield.
I'd stick my neck out and I'd go Fowl because I thought he was decent. And I thought, credit where credit's due. There was some good performance in there. Like you said, Harry Ashfield was good. I thought Ryan Longman looked decent. I thought Seb looked good at times. But I think credit where it's due. An assist, a goal, and like I said, he looked dangerous at times. I think I'd give it to Mo.
Was Mo. Oh, that's his name, isn't it?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Longman.
Yeah.
Anyway, I saw somebody commented on it was when we played Crawley. I know we're going back a little bit, but he commented on it a
Yeah.
couple of days ago, so I thought I'd bring it up. He basically said about Rodriguez and Smith.
Yeah.
He said he's at, what teams have Athletic? I know Charlton Athletic, but it was like a blue badge.
Wigan.
Could be.
Oldham.
Could be, I don't know. All I could see was Athletic and it was blue.
You've asked me a question, I'm answering, but you don't know what the
I don't
answer
know.
is.
Anyway, it could have been any of those
Yeah.
fans. Anyway, he wasn't a Wrexham fan, but he basically said he was not impressed with your new signings. An ex-Premier League player, and I said something else. But I said at the Crawley game, literally, they'd only be there 24 hours.
Yeah.
Not even 24 hours, so give him time. And to be fair, he did come back and he did say, yeah, that's true. Yeah. I just wanted to bring that up because, we don't just have Wrexham fans messaging us.
We don't.
We do have other fans as well.
Look, Sam was on the bench for the Port Vale game. I thought you might get half an hour, but I think it was worthwhile leaving Fal out there. And Smith stayed on the bench. He didn't get any minutes against Port Vale. I was happy with that, though. Maybe it would have been nice to see a bit more of Sam. But having said that, it was a perfect opportunity to let Mo just run with it and go. Jay got in touch. He said, took a few minutes to get the engine running, but played in good form for the rest of the match. And pretty much it. I think we were asleep a little bit.
You definitely were.
I definitely was. Yeah, I think they were as well. But yeah.
So if you want to get in touch with us, thank you very much for all your comments. We do read them all. But if you do want to get in touch, you can get in touch on Blue Sky, X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, or you can email us at me.thewife and wrexhamafc@gmail.com.
Do you have a little panic?
I do. My heart goes a little bit.
Look, it runs quite nicely into our first game of the week, which is on Tuesday, and that is Bolton Wanderers. It is the quarter-final of the Vertu Trophy, and that's a 7:30 kickoff. It's home at the Stoke Kairas. Obviously, Bolton have sold out their 1,284 allocation. There are still tickets available in the Wrexham end. I believe there's only 2 stands open.
The Macron stand, P5, I believe have all gone. P6, I think there's like 2. There's not many seats left in the Macron stand. I went to get tickets on, I can't remember what day they went on sale, Wednesday. And I wanted to sit in my normal seat, and so did your dad and all that. So we tried to get tickets for our seats, but literally, like 1 minute past 10, they'd gone. I was like, who's sitting in our seat? So we're actually sitting a bit further back. So it'll be interesting to kind of get that sort of perspective.
Yeah, it's like I said.
Game.
Yeah, it's like I said to you though. Further back in the Macron is where when we used to go to games. That's where me and my dad always used to sit, really, sort of halfway up. So yeah.
So yeah, I quite like that. So I'm looking forward to that.
Obviously, they play in white. Their away shirt is green. Third shirt is pink, blue, and purple.
Don't think they'll wear that third kit because we'll be in red, obviously. And pink is too close to red, I think.
No, it's not. It's a strange mix. You'll have to have a look at it online.
Okay.
Last game with them was a 0-0 draw on the 18th of August. I think it was the second game of the season.
You went to that?
We did go to that, and that was at the Tough Sheet Community Stadium, obviously in League One. Top scorer this season is Aaron Collins. They were 3-1 down at home to Crawley on Saturday and came back to win 4-3 with a 99th minute winner. That is, I'm just going to say it, that is my idea of heaven. That is, being 3-1 down at home, coming back to win 4-3 with a 99th minute winner. Oh, I'd be in dreamland. Absolute dreamland if that happened to us. They're 7th in League One on 47 points. They've won 14, drawn 5 and lost 11 this season. They sacked their manager Ian Evatt on the 22nd of January. I think very much that was a long time coming. Fans were calling for that for a long time before it actually happened. Their new manager Stephen Schumacher's come in and obviously won on Saturday.
So he's doing something right.
Bit of a new manager bounce for them.
Hopefully that wears off by Tuesday.
Decent manager Stephen Schumacher though. So
and we've got a home game as well against them on March the 1st.
That's coming up. The winner will play Peterborough in the semi-final, so that was drawn on Saturday. Peterborough are obviously the holders of this Trophy. So we play them in the semi-finals if we beat Bolton, and that will be a home game. Predictions.
Tuesday, I am going to go 3-1 to Wrexham.
Yeah. It's going to be tough, this, because I think Bolton can be a little bit leaky at the back. So I think there's goals, but they're starting to look good going forward as well. I'll go 2-1.
Okay, I'm just going to write it down elsewhere because I haven't
no
really
worries,
got time.
no worries. A quick roundup for you of Saturday's games. Birmingham and Wycombe were both playing in the FA Cup, so no league games for them. Obviously, we didn't play either, not in the FA Cup, not in the league. Birmingham lost 3-2 at home to Newcastle.
It was a cracking game.
It was a super game, that was.
It was amazing.
It was great. There was obviously Birmingham went 1-0 up in the first minute.
Fair play to you, lads.
Yeah, Newcastle scored 2, and then Iwata scored this absolute thunderbolt to make it 2-2. And then I think Joe Willock scored the third for Newcastle in the second half. Really good game, though. Really good game.
Fair play to you. You did well, and it was a pity that you just couldn't push it right to the end.
Yeah.
But you did your fans proud, I think.
Yeah, it was decent game, that was.
Yeah.
Wycombe lost, I think, 4-2 on penalties to Preston, so they're out. Stockport beat Barnsley 2-1. They're on a little bit of a roll at the moment, and they're fourth now, 2 points behind us. Huddersfield drew 0-0 with Reading. Huddersfield have not won in their last 5 games now. So after we were expecting this big charge from Huddersfield, I don't know what's happened, but they haven't won in their last 5. They've only won 1 in their last 8. So they're fifth, 6 points back from us. Charlton beat Stevenage 2-0 to move into 6th. We're 8 points inside the playoffs at the moment. We were 11, but obviously we didn't play. Charlton moved up. That's the reason why that's gone down a little bit, so do not panic, everyone.
Just put your score down there because I can't remember what you said. So Northampton is our next league game, which is away at the Sixfield Stadium. It's the 30th league game of the season, and it's on Saturday the 15th of February, and kickoff is earlier at 12:30. Capacity of the ground at Sixfield Stadium is 7,798. We had an allocation of 1,437, which I believe at time of recording we haven't sold out of.
No, we haven't. It's 73, not 37. You took the numbers.
Yeah. Sorry. Anyway, they haven't sold out. So it's about 2.5 hours away from ground to ground, which is about 121 miles. I'd like to go to this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
it's a bit last minute, isn't it?
It's a bit last minute.
It's a 12:30 kickoff, remember, as well.
Oh yeah, yeah. So they play in maroon, and their away shirt is a yellow.
Yellowy,
mustardy.
Yeah, you just go with yellow.
Whatever. Yeah, third shirt is black. So we'll either play in gold. We definitely won't play in red if they play in their maroon home kit.
No,
because it's too close. So
yeah,
I reckon gold.
Yeah, maybe.
I think gold.
Yeah.
Last game with them was a 4-1 win on the 5th of October. It's the only time we have scored 4 in this league so far.
Yeah, it's mad that though, because we've only scored 4 once in the league this season.
And that's with Northampton.
We obviously scored 4 against Port Vale on Tuesday in the cup, but in the league, we've only scored 4 once.
So their top scorer is Cameron McKeehan. He has scored 8 goals this season so far. They beat Mansfield 1-0 away on Friday night. They're 17th in League One on 33 points. They've won 8, they've drawn 9, and they've lost 13. In the last 5, they have beaten Mansfield and Huddersfield and drawn with Wycombe.
Yeah, so they're definitely on a bit of a turn.
Yeah,
they've had some decent results recently.
So, and we've only won 4 out of 13 away games.
Yeah.
So hopefully that'll change on Saturday. And Northampton have only won 5 out of the 13 games at home.
So no one's going to win.
So it could be lots of goals, it could be no goals, it could be a disaster, but I'm
going to go first for this one. I've got a strong belief that this is going to be 2-0 Wrexham.
Yep. I'm going to go
6-4.
7-0. No, I'm going to go 3-1.
Okay. I think you've gone double 3-1s this week.
I have, yeah. Why not, eh?
Happy days. Yeah. A quick shout out for Dragon Chat. So it's a mental health peer support group. They run, do you need to fall off your chair? They run 2 weekly Zoom calls. One is on a Monday at 8 p.m. and that is for women. The other one is on Thursday at 7 p.m. and that is for men. If you want to find out how to get on there, you go to the Wrexham AFC website, go to the communities tab, scroll to health. If you go right down the bottom, and there is Dragon Chat on the health tab there. If you don't want to do that and you're watching us on YouTube, all the details of how to get on that call are down in the description of this video, so just follow that. You can also follow them on social media. They are at Dragon Chat WXMFC on X and at dragonchat.bsky.social on Blue Sky. Right.
Quiz time.
It is time for the quiz. Bong.
The news at 10.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Right, so you got, for the first time, you got
Probably ever.
I'm not sure, but you got 5 out of 5 last week.
I did.
So, confidence high?
No.
Or do you just feel it's a fluke?
I think it possibly was a fluke. If I get 5 out of 5 today, then, kudos to me. But, yeah, I think it was a fluke.
Okay. Well, we will see, won't we?
We will see.
Question 1. During Tuesday night's victory against Port Vale, what message was displayed on the big screen at the ground? Was it emergency situation, evacuate now, brackets, test? Was it visit Splash World, it's wet and splashy? Was it Port Vale is not a place? Or was it Christmas market open now on King Square?
Port Vale's not a place.
It was Port Vale is not a place. Yes, well remembered. So in case anyone doesn't know, Port Vale isn't a place. So everyone thinks that Port Vale is an area, but it's not. It's just the name of a football team based in Stoke, basically. So they have like a bit of fun with it and they put up Port Vale is not a place.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah. Question 2. As mentioned, our next opponents, Bolton, won their game on Saturday in the 99th minute. But was the goal a penalty, an own goal, a free kick, or a goal direct from a corner?
A goal direct from a corner.
It wasn't a goal direct from a corner. It was
kick.
It wasn't a free
Penalty.
kick. No, it was so. At least you're now confident that if you did change your mind, you were never going to get that right. So yeah, it was an own goal. It's unfortunate for Crawley, wasn't it? Really, but there you go. Question 3. Saturday's opponents, Northampton, beat Mansfield on Friday night. But how many games in a row have Mansfield now lost? Oh, sorry, lost. Have Mansfield now lost?
12.
12 games in a row?
4.
No, that's incorrect as well. They've lost 6 in a row.
I was going to say 6.
But you went for 12 and then 4.
Yeah.
So that was your third option, yeah? 6? Yeah? All right,
I was
cool.
joking when I said 12.
Were you, though?
Yeah, I was.
Question 4. A Wrexham fan has started a petition to remove something from the new cup. Sorry, I'll read that again because that was a disaster. A Wrexham fan has started a petition to remove something from the new cop. But what is it he wants removing? This is a real petition that is out there.
Yeah, but it's only had 2 signatures though, I think.
Well, you know it then.
Yeah, but I don't know. I was talking to a lad in work about it and I can't remember what he said it was.
Yeah, I don't think it's got many signatures, but it is a real petition, yes.
The wheel.
It's not the wheel, no. It is what he deems to be an English flag on the front.
They're windows, pal. They're windows.
They're not windows. That's metal.
Yeah, well, yeah, but it's gaps in it, innit?
Yeah, look, I'll put it up on the screen. I put it up on the screen so everyone can see if you're watching us on YouTube. It's a weird one, you know, because...
It does look like the English version.
Because once you see it...
You can't unsee it.
You can't unsee it. And every time you look at it, you can see it. I'm sure they'll tidy that up and that'll go away.
Yeah, that's fair play to you, mate.
Yeah.
I was joking with you, but yeah, I can see. Oh.
Yeah, no, it's strange. Okay. Ooh. Question 5. Harry Ashfield scored his first Wrexham goal last week and he turns 19 next month. But which Gavin and Stacey star does he share his birthday with? Is it Joanna Page, Matthew Horn, James Corden or Ruth Jones?
Oh my God. James Corden.
It's not James Corden, no.
Joanna Page.
It is Joanna Page, but you're not having that, unfortunately.
See? Told you.
Yeah, you've had...
It's like the Wrexham roller coaster, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like the Wrexham roller coaster.
You go up and then you go down.
Yeah, so 5 out of 5 last week. I'll just count up your score from this week. Oh, wait, it's 1. Sorry, I didn't need to count that much. Yeah, 1 out of 5.
Do you know what? Ryan tells our son not to be sarcastic, and Ryan is probably the most sarcastic person I've ever met. So, yeah.
Yeah, look, you've had a stinker.
I've had a stinker.
You've had a stinker, and yeah, look, you've got to dust yourself off. You've got to forget about it, and you've got to move on.
Do the Willy dance.
I think it's time to end now because I'm starving. I really want something to eat. Have something to eat. A bit of FA Cup football this afternoon. You know, have a little nap. Get back up. Have some dinner, and then look forward to the Super Bowl this evening. And I hope with all my heart. As I say, I know this comes out on Monday. I just really hope that the Eagles get absolutely annihilated. I
kind of want the Eagles to win now. So
that's you always just want to go against me, don't you?
Yeah.
You can't just support me in anything.
Not when it comes to stuff like that.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this week, and we will catch you again next week.
Have a good week.
Bye.